I lied. YouTube doesn't let me know when I am live, so you could be hearing me right now, but probably now. Hello, I'm ABX Toycat, and welcome back to another live stream on the internet. Today, I'm taking out a lot of Netherrack from my Netherrack chest, and why would I be doing that? It's something I could tell you, but then I would be denying the title doing its job. And you know, I don't want to put the title up a job, so read what that is, because today I'm taking all this Netherrack and I'm covering a mountain in it. I'm working on a big, honestly, a bizarre project that mostly started as a way for me to use up Netherrack, because I have a big old mountain that, you know, who likes mountains anyway? I don't like mountains. Do you like mountains? I don't like mountains. Not yet anyway. Maybe after caves and cliffs. But I have a big old mountain that you're going to see in a second. And you know what I figured would be great is if we cover that mountain in Netherrack. I'm going to probably add some garnish. You know, is garnish a valid term in Minecraft blocks? If it isn't yet, it will be soon. I'm going to add some garnish to it soon, but I'm going to be covering this entire thing in Netherrack, so we have a Nether mountain from which to then garnish. You know, the more I use the word actually, the more questionable it seems. But yeah, we're going to be covering this entire mountain, which of course takes a lot of blocks of Netherrack. That's why we need not just a stack, not just a full inventory of stacks, but multiple full shulker boxes of them. But yeah, it's going to be a lot of fun, and I'm going to do that today. Honestly, it's been a really busy weekend. Like I know I've had like one of the most like stressful weekends in a while. But like I'm glad that like I'm back to streaming. One of the things that makes me feel chill at the end of the day is just like, let's hang out. Let's hit default 8554, count to 10 and nothing happens. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. I can't do it. I can't do it. I'm sorry. What if something does happen? What if the world as we know it comes to an end? You know, isn't the beautiful thing about change? Like, one of the, you know, like, we have lots of messages in society that are really much bigger points about other things. Like, you know, we talk about, you know, love all the time, but really it's like, you know, a way of our expressing our desires to, you know, really enjoy another human being, despite the fact that we are relatively self-centered otherwise. Like, you know, we have like narratives and stories within society that help us with things. And I think sometimes that like the idea of an apocalypse, the idea of like everything ending because something changes is like one of those tales that like it exists because it's so universal, because sometimes when something changes in your life, it feels like the world is ending. Like the tiniest of changes, you know, like you understand the world as it exists right now pretty darn well. You know, there's a set of rules by which you play by, and you know, like people like rules that are consistent and easy. But the reality is, in real life, the rules that define success and failure, the rules that define what you're doing at any point in time, are changing all the time, right? Hi, Toycat, good news. I caved and got the Longboi. Hey, thank you very much. I actually, today, I want to talk about the Longboi a little bit. But I've got a counter, because if we hit 400 Longboys, it's, you know, 400 Longboys is the amount where they, like, get made. It's not like a pre-order anymore, it's like a full-on order. That's gonna be exciting in my opinion. That's the moment I'm so hyped for, and I'm gonna simp as long as it takes to get 400 of those. So if you haven't got a Longboi and you think they're cute, and if you don't think they're cute, what is wrong with you? Look how adorable this thing is. I haven't showed my friends today who are like, you know, they're 25-year-old, like, ooh, I like things that smell like must and death. They're like, ah, that's really cute, actually. Can you say happy birthday, Alessia? I can. Happy birthday, Alessia. There's no way that's a real name. It's got to be Alyssa, right? No, I guess Alessia. Alessia. Alessia? I'm going to go with it. What are Longboys, says hello. Wow, I'm glad you asked. Longboys are a great gift that you can get yourself over at the link in the description. Because imagine if it was a Toycat plush. But imagine it was a really long Toycat plush. That's a Longboi. But yeah, like I feel like the apocalypse narrative is like, it's like this fun way to embody something we all have. You know, that deep fear that like, what if this one change ruins everything? What if, you know, like, change is scary, change is hard. Dealing with it is something we always, you know, we don't always have a plan for. We don't always have a way. But, and as a result, I think that's the reason. Also, when does the second part of Ultra Hard Survival Scorched come out? If not, why? So do you mean when does another Ultra Hard Survival map come out? Because it's obviously implying it's the first in a series, right, of maps. And the answer is whenever I'm like... See, I just took damage from something. There's a lot of weird things that happen. Longboi is directly to the apocalypse. How toy catty, says Duncan Wall. You know, if you think about it, if we don't hit 400 Longboys, the apocalypse might just happen. Do you have any proof that it won't? See, there's this a fascinating concept. Is this like idea of burden of proof, right? Also, thank you, Mr. Memes. Longboi is a melee weapon. Prove me wrong. You know, I don't know that I can prove you wrong. I think the Longboi is very much a melee weapon. Think about it. If you can hit someone with something, it's a melee weapon. Can you hit someone with their own sense of insecurity? You better believe you can. Technically a melee weapon. What's made you want to cover this mountain, says Postbox Pat. You know, I shouldn't have even, like, you know, the reason I'm covering the mountain, I'll be honest with you, I had some Netherrack and I figured rather than storing it in chests, why don't we store it on a mountain? Like, doesn't it look so much prettier here? Like, you know, having a shulker box full of this, like, this is, what, 22 times 64? No, 27 times 64. You know, that's like 1,764, something like that, or 54. You know, so it's not a very pretty way to show 1,754, but you know what is pretty? This. Yeah, this is a way of showing a lot of blocks at once. It's great. So I wish I could, my Longboi art despawned after I died of it. Toy Cat, why didn't you play an RTX? What did you think of Q&A Saturday with the RTX background? I liked it a lot. I literally haven't even had time to... I literally haven't had time to, like, even read the comments this weekend. That's how, like, over busy I've been, I guess. I think about the concept of busy a lot. Because, you know what? I never even realized until... Again, this is that, like, thing about being reaffirmed. That, like, until someone says something about, you know, what you're doing, you don't really know you're doing it sometimes. You assume it's pretty normal. Like, everyone assumes that they're somewhere in the normal realm of things. Even when, like, pro athletes, if they're not, like, literally winning gold medals that show they're the best, they're like, you know, I'm pretty good at what I do, but I'm not, like, great. So, like, I don't know. I didn't realize, like, how many videos I was making across my channels until someone was like, you know, so you used to make and edit and upload 2 videos a day every single day on your main channel in addition to having another channel. And it's like, yeah. And now you upload a video every day in addition to having a second channel that you know, in addition to having a third channel, in addition to, like, having that weird 4th channel thing. And it's like, yeah, looks cool, like, right Longboi with fire. Oh, that's such a cool idea, Postbox Pat. You know what? This is why I keep you around. And by I keep you around, I mean this is why I appreciate you being here. Please don't leave me. Another thing I don't like about RTX is it makes all the blocks sandy or shiny. I'm assuming you mean sandy. You know, it must be sandy. Also, happy Streammas! Oh, thank you so much, Mischievous. Happy Streammas to me. Happy Streammas to me. Happy Streammas to your boy Toy Cat. Happy Streammas to me. Okay, chat. I have a bit of indulgence. I'm gonna be going into. I want to admit this to you all right now. So I can buy lobster, you know, because I think I've said this many times before, but if you like the additional value you add to my life, because you know, I could lie to you and say that if you give me money, I'll use it to pay like rent or something. You know, it's like no. That's like I'm not gonna be homeless if you don't tip me. The tips are entirely optional. Same with the Longboi. I'd like it if you got a Longboi. You know, if you did get one, like, indeed, I just refreshed the page and another one's being sold, by the way. Thank you very much. But it's like the additional value that, like, I get from a thing is, like, it's not my survival. It is partly financial security, but the other part of it is things like that. And, you know, I think I've decided, instead of getting lobster for 2 people, because I'm definitely 2 people, I'm gonna get lobster for 4 people this time. How do we make a G with 4x4 space? I don't think we can do it. I generally... Wait, we'd have to, like... No, we can do it. Badly. Okay. Okay, this is my plan. Can we write Longboi in text? Oh, no, we cannot. You know, that's my G for now. Long... And then boy. B... Oh, B's gonna be impossible too, actually. Oh no, a B's really easy, actually. Oh no, a B's not easy. We have to do like a middle line. You know, 5x5 is always the way you have to do this. If you try anything but 5x5, you just get into a nightmare. There we go. Long... That looks like Longboi now. Okay, it's fine. And then we just... One last letter. Long... Wait. I is like 1, 2, and then 1. So now if we fly in the sky, I think you'll find... A long B. Oh, I forgot about the O. Also, that somehow does look like a B. Maybe it's just... You know, it's fine. We'll just finish this. Oh no, my flint and steel ran out. It's gonna have to stay as Longboi. I tried my best. I just didn't succeed. Am I giving money to a capitalist so he can buy lobster? Yes. Wide boy. Wide boy. You know, again, you can see it either way. That's the cool thing about dimensions. Is he deep boy? Is he tall boy? Or is he long boy? Or wide boy even? You can use any of those terms.
Luck and perfect. Contrary to popular belief, covering a mountain with Netherrack is a challenge few even attempt. Here is your allowance.
You say that. Someone sent me a tweet today. Like, you know, this is one of the few things that I'm always, like, interested in. Is, like, when people show me their mega projects, like, that they've just finished. Like, it's hard to, like, interact with them, but I always, like, you know, they make an impact on me. And someone actually has done this. In the time since I started, they're like, oh, while watching your streams, I decided to do the same thing. And it's crazy to me how big, like, you know, like, every day in Minecraft, you know, some people are doing, you know, like, just playing Minecraft to chill. Some people are doing, like, big projects in Minecraft every day, kind of like on this channel. And it's crazy when you think about just how much collective Minecraft is being played across all of that, right? Chonky boy. Toycat is yes, Toycat is love, Toycat is life. Cult of Toycat. Thank you, Ice Maiden. I'm very thankful for all the Christmas spirit. I know, like, so I've been really busy recently, right? Like, I had to work on a lot of things yesterday because I had the 2 days off before that. Oh no, see, it's weird. Tell me if you think I'm wrong, chat. But even though it's good that it doesn't go out, don't you think that range should put out Netherrack fires, right? It seems like it should be a thing. Will you play your Ultra Hard Survive Scorched Map on your channel again? Says N-I-G-G-O. N-I-G-G-O, N-I-G-G-O. I'm not going to say your name, though, because I'm worried it's offensive, though. I don't know if it is, though. But if I just err on the side of caution, though, I can't get in trouble later, though, because people take voice clips out of context, though. Toycat, why are you placing Netherrack on the mountain? Because you know what? I have a lot of Netherrack, and I just wanted a pretty place to store it. And I think the side of a mountain makes the most sense. It's the only logical way. You're forgetting Netherrack's strength. I feel like Netherrack is, like, one of the weakest blocks in the game. Like, if you had to, like, rate the relative strength levels of a bunch of blocks, I feel like Netherrack would come pretty low down on that list. Like, I don't wanna say for sure. I don't know Netherrack. I don't know how it works. Any more political videos coming soon on IBX2Cat? I think it's mostly fun after an election, right? When people want to have, like, the cool-headed talk about what happened rather than, hey, this is why this is terrible and or world peace just happened. You know, like, it's never anything less than one of those two things. Because, you know, news media as a whole, it's this fascinating business model, right? Of, like, imagine if you suddenly had to change from, hey, Toycat, hello, Toycat, any straws today? Also, Orange Square. You know what, Jessica Forsyth? It's a giving season. Orange Square for you. Merry Streammas to you. Also, 368 have now been sold. Heck yeah. Let's update that. I need to get a better way to update this. You better believe I won't. Oh, that's not correct. 368. No, 8. There we go. Thank you very much, Mother Russia. Not very communist of me, but here you go. Think about it this way, right? If you give more reason... Like, the one thing that is vaguely considered true is that we have... You know, like, the reason that, like, communism was so huge at the first heart... Like, I know you're not actually a communist, you just live in Russia, and therefore it's a joke. But just in case you are anyway, you're not. Let's roll with it. Let's roll with the joke. The thing about... The reason, like, socialism... Like, the reason, you know, all the workers' movements sprung up is because there was this huge improvement in how much efficiency could be squeezed out of a person, basically. because capital, you know, perhaps you could call it capitalism, because the use of capital meant that you could get so much more value from each person's work, but the value a person was getting didn't go up. So they thought that capital was being unfairly represented. So we could have a system, you know, like that valued labor, you know, perhaps we could call it the social capital, perhaps socialism, or, you know, communal value of, anyway, like, basically the idea was, basically the idea is like, you know, like, oh, we're getting underpaid relative to our things, and therefore, like, you know, then the movements that corrected it, etc. came in. But the thing that is interesting to take from all of that, beyond just like the history lesson of what happened and why, is that if we eventually will head to a future where, you know, because human needs are pretty much infinite, but if we ever improve at such a fast rate, you know, if automation ever does happen at such a high speed, you know, the good thing is that you imagine that, like, the threat of that at the very least, you know, like, sometimes, like, even if something doesn't happen, you get the interesting knock-on effects of people fearing that it will. Like, you know how everyone was so scared of toilet paper shortage that they panic bought toilet paper, creating a toilet paper shortage, because it's such an inflexible industry. What's it called? 369. Are we ready at 369? You don't get me excited, Sari Grove. Don't get me excited. Oh, 370. You know, you got me too excited. You got underexcited. We are 30 away. I'm so hyped. Like, once we hit 400, I can rest easy knowing that, like, okay, even if no one buys any, even if nothing happens again, we're gonna get there, and it's so good. Grand Canyon video happening, says Myra V. A Grand Canyon video? Socialism's good till you really know it. I think it's like any vague notion of an entire, like, when people critique you know, their least favorite things, you know, this is true for anything. If you critique the capitalism, you're like, oh yeah, you're critiquing the worst bits. When you critique socialism, you're critiquing the worst bits. Like, no one goes, oh yeah, I hate that it's so readily available that I can get almost any desire fulfilled if I'm willing to pay for it. You go, oh, the ones I can't have fulfilled are the worst. When you hate on socialism, you don't hate the countries and the fact that they were some of the most educated in the world. You hate the fact that, like, oh, but they killed some people, or, which, you know, admittedly, killing people, kind of a big deal, but, you know, you get the point. We hate on the worst things. When people hate on a Minecraft update or something, they're like, oh, yeah, let's ignore the fact that, like, Minecraft's been steadily moving forwards. Let's argue that Minecraft's been getting worse over time. It's a real thing we see. I missed the last few streams. Thank you very much, by the way, Froggy Cun, for the Toy Cat tax. So here I'll raise my Toy Cat tax to account. Not the best week I've been having, so thank you for this. Yeah, I've been, like I said, I don't know, I've had a very weird feeling week for a lot of reasons. Do you want to talk about some personal issues, chat? I feel like we did do a lot of discussing about a lot of things all in one place. But let's try and talk about something, because today, very much today, as of like 2 hours ago, I played Dungeons and Dragons, and I was the dungeon master for the first time, and it's like really scary because, you know, okay, if you don't play D&D and you just think of it as like, I don't know, something nerd game, first of all, you know, probably accurate, just accept that's fine. But think about it this way, like Dungeons and Dragons is like, it's a way, you know, the video games you think of as being really cool because they get better and better graphics or whatever. D&D is a game that happens in your mind. Like, it's the best video game because you make the graphics, you make the story, you know, it sounds weird and dumb that a game exists outside of the thing, but it's like the collection of your mind. There is a real universe that you're kind of making as you go along. There's an unlimited amount of there's an unlimited amount of content. Imagine an RPG where you never ran out of expansions, etc., because you're the ones making the rules. So anyway, it's weird because, you know, even though it's like a collection of all of your minds that are making the story, as the dungeon master, you know, as you might expect, even if you don't know what that means, I was like actually making the rule set by which people will play. I was, you know, people, if people did or didn't see something was down to me. It's a very weird experience, but also like I had fun, which is, I don't know, like I was expecting it to just be like I do the work on behalf of the group, but I was like, oh no, I found it funny. I found it, you know, enjoyable. It's like looking forward to doing it some more. And yeah, I don't know. I'm sure this is like a niche. Like 2% of people have actually. My BF loves being the dungeon master. It's fun, right? It's fun. It's like a, I don't know. It's like a Control Freak stream maybe. Also, we have officially hit 307. That's 92.5% of Longbois that have been sold. There are only 30 more need to get out there. What's a Longboi? I'm glad you asked. Well, let's talk about personal things. This proceeds to talk about some gamer problems. You know, if you think about it, the most personal thing of all is talking about that. No, but I don't know, it's like, the thing is, to me, Dungeons & Dragons isn't a game. It's like a social experience for people who like games. Like, we're all... You know, if you think about improv, it's probably a similar enough thing where you're like all creating this scenario and you're like kind of working with it, right? So it's kind of the same thing. Same here. My BF also loves being the DM. I wonder what we can take from all of this thing together. Yeah, I think Longboi, Mother Russia is a Longboi. Yes, this joke took 10 minutes. Oh yeah, wait, you are, you know, I like that joke. You know, you're both very long and very bi. Therefore, Longboi. There, boom, nailed it. Hey, your video of the sea to beat Minecraft in 5 minutes or less helped me a lot, says True Blue Hero. Hey, I'm glad the video helped you, my friend. Rain equals bad rain plus RTX equals great. Yeah, RTX and rain is great. You know, it's a shame. I'm playing on my Xbox today, which has absolutely no benefits when you're playing on a Realm versus, you know, literally zero. I can even just plug in a controller to my PC. Really should have done that, huh? Then I could play with RTX turned on. People would appreciate that, I'm sure. Hey, how are you doing, Stasis? Fave? I'm doing good today, Fave. Thank you for asking. I've been playing a lot of Cyberpunk, which is nice, like a narrative-driven game. I know it's been a fun little thing to have in there, and I've been working on a lot. I finally like got a lot of like video stuff out of the way. I know I've also been having like you know, the personal thing. I want to share this with you, internet, because I know like there's a bias towards the version of events I'm telling, but like this is literally like how my friends recount it too. Because I have a good friend who I've known since literally actually I've known him longer than this, but like we've been friends, like close friends, for 7 years now. Like sometimes we go in and out, but like, you know, that's how friendship works. But like whenever there's like a big opportunity to hang out, he's like, yeah, that'd be cool. Let's you know, like we've even been to a few places together, and it's my plumber in case you're curious. If we want to call him out, you know, he even helped me plumb my house very poorly in such a way that it's going to cause me irreparable damages when I want to set it. But like ignoring that, so I've got a friend. He's a good guy. He's a plumber, which is fun, right? Who doesn't love plumbers? Manoj just tipped 40. Thank you very much, Manoj, for the. I don't want to get your currency wrong, so thank you for the rupees. It's my guess. It's my guess, right there. Would you rather play with RTX but no Longboi, or have Longbois and no RTX? Exactly. The Longboi looks so much better by comparison. Look how cute he is. You love him so much, and I know it. I know that's all you love in all your life. So please show me the Longboi. I crave to see him. I just love him so much. I just love him so much. Clap, 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 clap. I have a friend, and we hang out every now and then. Like, it's been a bit less recently. A bit less frequent recently. Favorite Minecraft song? Pigstep by far. Thank you, KJK. But we hang out, and so like recently he's been kind of like I don't want to say distant, because that's how you describe your boyfriends when he's seeing other women, but or when you assume he's seeing other women. But like he's like not been there as much, and he's just like kind of just not been at a lot of events, like made excuses not to be there at the last minute, or just said he'd be there and then not shown up. So to me already, like, I think saying you're gonna show up to a thing and then not showing up when people ask you, already a little bit rude, but like people do that, so I've just accepted. That is a thing people do. People say they show up, but if you don't reaffirm you're showing up like a few days before, or you know, even if you don't reaffirm on the day itself, I think it's like socially acceptable not to show up. I wish it wasn't, but like that's like a rule of life, right? Chat, tell me if that's correct first of all, because this friend is the king for not doing that. Do you think how do you feel that one goes? Also, well, ordered it. You know what I mean. I hope I know what you mean. If you did, you know what? That helps us get to 372. That is rude. Is it though? Like, again, I feel like it's objectively rude, but also people do it all the time. Maybe it's rude. It's correct. No, it's not.
I like playing dwarves and serving as a meat shield for the party. When the other players are busy debating, I charge in and start killing. It keeps the game going. Have some more allowance.
See, okay, you know, I totally agree. Like, there is a like speed issue, and like we played D&D for 4 hours, and like all the party got done was they killed like 6 goblins in like 5 the average time it took per house would have been like close to half an hour, and it's kind of crazy when you think about how complex and deep and etc. that is. Also, someone died in the first session to a goblin. You know, it's a very funny little thing, but let's not talk about it too much. But also EGG to Joel Saturday, I'll miss you, Longboi. What is IG? I gotta go to the store. Oh, I thought that was to the store Saturday. It's to the store, sadly. That makes way more sense. Also, Longboi misses you too, Elias. Longboi misses you too. Look how cute he is. Look how cute he is. But there's gonna be rude people in the world. If you tell someone you're gonna meet them somewhere, meet them, or tell them you're not coming. If you don't show, that's rude. Okay, I think on a one-on-one, it's 100% rude. I think if it's like a group thing, again, if you haven't reaffirmed on the day, if you reaffirm on the day, 100% rude to me. Like, I think there's no justification for like, oh, I said I'd come, but then I thought that I didn't want to, and I didn't tell you. So that sucks. If you tell them, it's like, you know what, that's a whole thing. Is this the friend who didn't show up to your birthday gathering and only said he was going once everyone was waiting for him? Oh no, he never officially said he wasn't going. He only said he wasn't going. Like, he didn't even say, he just said, oh, I'm somewhere else now. He said he would, like, he literally, we were there waiting to do a thing. You know, we ruined our evening basically waiting for him. And he said like, I'm on my way, I'm driving there now. And then like, when I called him again half an hour later, he's like, oh, I'm in, you know, place 2 hours away. That's where this is, right? You know, I'd clarified multiple times with him because like, you know, this is a thing he likes. He shows up in the wrong places sometimes because he's like, you know, it's just a thing we make mistakes with. And like, so like that's what he did my birthday. But like, so I was a little bit cold from that because like, you know, it sucks that my birthday was ruined, but you know, it's 2020, you know, everything's ruined anyway. I tried not to hold him against him, like, you know, he was really bad at canceling a plan. But the reason I'm like particularly, I don't know, like this is like me particular, I think I've mentioned this before, like you have like an emotional relationship with someone. Like you have I don't want to call it like point scoring because I know that's like petty, but like you can't, that, you know, like the longer you know someone, the better friends you become. The more someone does for you, the more you're willing to do in return, or even just like in all different sorts, forms of facets. But like, so the guy didn't even speak to me for 6 months. Like literally didn't even say, sorry, I didn't make it to your birthday. Like basically, you know, didn't even ever say that he wasn't there. But like, you know, it's fine. We you know, like he just said like, oh yeah, sorry, I'm still blah, 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 blah. And then he's like, oh yeah, randomly out of the blue, I'm coming from where I live all the way to where you guys are now. And it's like, oh, cool. Do you want to come hang out? And no one really wanted to hang out, but we're like, you know, sure, we'll make this a thing. You know, he's only here every 6 months after all. And so we're like, yeah, let's hang out this time. He's like, cool, I'll meet you there. And so when when this friend is, you know, when this friend is like about an hour away, he sends me a private message, like away from a group chat, being like, oh, hey, while I'm there, can you be a counter signatory for me for work? I need like a professional to sign a thing. In the I don't know if this is common in every other country, but to get like a passport or to get certain jobs, you need someone in your life to vet to be like, hey, this person is real, he's not a criminal, etc., etc. So he's like, could you do this like counter signatory thing for me? And so I thought that my personal response, what I decided to do, was be like, oh, I'm just gonna blank you, right? I'm just not gonna respond to this at all. Ha ha ha. Very funny. Because that's what he does all the time. Like when you say, hey, are you coming? He reads the message and then just doesn't respond. And it's like, oh, you know what'd be funny? Just read that, not respond. So that's what I did. You right? You happy with me, chat? I was petty in response. Yeah, this is me. Imagine getting called out for being a bad friend in front of 1,000 people. I hope he sees, you know, if you're seeing this, Jeff, you know what? Maybe you should be less of a bad friend, huh? Anyway, no, so what I was actually gonna, I decided I was gonna pull the, like, him, like, do it, when he needs something from me, be like, haha, now I have the cards, and I'm just not going to respond. Wait for you to message again being like, so are you going to do this? Or, you know, etc. Like, pull the cards on him. But then I decided, you know what? I had my Longboi low bar back and was wondering if we're getting an ETA. I remember something in March, but... so they've got a latest date arrival if you go on the page now, which, by the way, March 23rd... 372 sold. How nice. There is... March 23rd is the latest, it sounds like. It should arrive. So, yeah, I thought it would be funny. I thought it would be funny to do that. And then I realized, you know what? I think that, like, doing something that someone does to you, it's fun and it's petty, and I don't blame anyone for ever doing it. But I also think, like, you know, I always want to be the better person. Like, if we're all just petty to each other, we just make the world a worse place. So even if someone did a thing to me, let's try and, you know, let's break the cycle, you know? So I was like, okay, hey man, I'm totally down to hang out. I don't think I'm gonna be doing that for you. But let's hang out anyway, we'll have some fun. And he's like, oh, yeah, sure. And then he's like, I bet it's because you're trying to, you know, dodge this. And it's like, yeah, you made a funny joke, you played it off. And so me and my friends show up, you know, like, because there's going to be 3 of us meeting. And we're like, oh, it's 7:30. And we haven't heard from Jeff, huh? And it's like, oh, no, we haven't. I mean, he said he would be here literally an hour ago. And then, so I sent him a message being like, oh, yeah, so are you here? Like, you know, like, he sounded like he was okay. He was cool to show up. And then, so instead, he's like, oh, no, I'm driving home now. I guess better luck next time. It's like, wait, what? You arranged a whole meetup. You said you'd be there an hour before, and then you didn't show up. You flaked that close. Like, what? That's not even flaking, right? That's just being rude and what like, I literally can't even think of how you would describe that sort of behavior, right? Anyway, so, you know, I think about it a lot. Also, what I think about a lot is, by the way, thank you, FroggyCon. Yeah, this guy is unbelievable. Right, but, like, the thing is, like, we can't, like, how do you do that? Do you have, like, a friend intervention? How do you politely tell someone, like, hey, you told us to show up because you were here, and we decided to put our stuff behind you and show up. And then he, like, an hour before, like, without any notice, says, oh, I decided to leave without saying anything. And it's just like, you know, it's this thing. So many people are so afraid of confrontation that they will do so many worse things than confrontation as a result. Can't afford a Longboi, so enjoy these $2 instead. It's like, you know, like, I think, I actually totally agree that, like, you know, confrontation is really scary, especially with people you don't know. But, like, with your friends, you need to know when to just tell them information that will make their, like, right, like, what are you fearing when it's, like, people you know? Like, you just, you know, you say this and then they say something back. And then if they're rude to you, like, if you say, like, oh, I can't make it, and they're like, hey, this sucks, then you go, oh, now you can be non-confrontational. Once you've delivered the important information, otherwise it's like, what are you preserving? What are you avoiding here? You're not even, like, you're avoiding confrontation at huge cost to yourself, rather than, you know, like, you know, right, like, if I wanted to avoid talking about, I don't know, what's something, you know, the Let's Play world, right? It's something that, like, every time it comes up, I'm legitimately embarrassed about how, like, oh, yep, something outside my control is, like, limiting this, and something that people want to see from me, I can't do. And so, like, if I didn't want to talk about it, rather than being like, oh, yeah, it's coming out, you know, still saying December 8th. It's still coming out December 8th. Then December 8th comes, and I just never mention it ever again. It's like, no, I'll give you the update as to what we know, when we know it. And it sucks. It genuinely physically pains me when it's like, oh, this thing that I said could be here now, not here now. Because what feels like it's not my fault, but, like, at the end of the day, it's my thing that's not there. I'm sorry. I don't know, have you confronted them about it? I know, I spoke to my friends about it, because I was like, you know, let's all, you know, let's I want to make sure, like, whenever you, like, put your, especially with, like, guy friends, like, if you just, like, throw your feelings at someone, you don't always fix the problem. So it's like, it's always important to make sure, like, am I just being, you know, mad? Am I just being wacky? But yeah, I don't know. Also, can't afford a Longboi, so enjoy $2 instead. Thank you, Rebecca Bull. You've got a fun name, Rebecca Bull. Wait, you're not adorable. You're Rebecca Bull. There we go. That's the best I can do. Unless that's your actual name, in which case, if no one has said that to you yet, you need to You need to find someone who does say that to you. I'm interpreting this as coming out advice, so thank you. Toycat says, Chifa Uwu. I've never had to come out. I mean, I guess it actually is the same, right? Like you're coming out about some information that people aren't expecting, and maybe you don't even know if they're gonna like it. But it's like, you know, if you're like, I don't know, if it's like your roommate and he's gonna know regardless. It's like, you know, you could tell him, and then like the more you communicate with people rather than the more you try not to communicate with people about things that you could communicate with them about, the worse things generally go. Yeah, I wanna say that, like, I sometimes think about, like, it's easy to think from like a you point of view that, like, yeah, dude was a real, I mean, like, I guess he like wasted my time. Like, I always make the best of something. Like, if he doesn't, I never even factor into plans him showing up anymore. It's like, if he's there, but at what point do you have like a thing where you just like, hey, what, like, you don't, there's no like punishment for a friend not showing up. Like, do you just not invite him again? But like, you know, he's fun enough when he does show up sometimes. You know, like, do you just accept the loss on the friend? Because then that's just like, you know, you shouldn't just punish, like, in a way you're just like punishing a guy for how he is. I mean, like, how he is really not. Oh, one sec. Gotta just Okay, we're good. But I was out for lunch with a friend. She said BRB. Then an hour later, we messaged her asking where she was, and she said she just went home. We don't talk to her anymore. Oh, I love that as a. Oh, see, some people are like so. Like, okay, I am a, like, the reason I'm always defensive of this is because I'm a big believer in the Irish exit. Like, one of the things I hate more than anything else is when you leave a party or a gathering, everyone's like, oh, goodbye, goodbye. And it almost feels like, it genuinely does feel a little bit this way. You bring down the mood in a place. People are genuinely having a worse time because you're not there. Not because I'm fun to be around, although I'm sure that's totally true too. Also, I'm no Longboi, but I am a Corgo. A Corgo boy? Oh, because your name is Corgo. Wait, if you're not a Longboi, this is the shape of you. You are a toy cat that is this size. It looks like an original toy cat plush, right? I keep saying that and no one believes me, but it's very long. Speaking of very long, it's not going to be very long until we have 400, because guess what? We just hit 374. Who's excited for me? But yeah, when you leave a party, I'm sure everyone's experienced something like this. It genuinely pains me to see people leave a party and everyone going like, oh, goodbye, 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 it was nice to see you, goodbye, goodbye, goodbye. And it's like, kill me, leave. Because then what happens is someone's like, oh, I guess I should be going, now that you mention it. Because like every person who's like, I don't know, like the parties only work, you know, groups of people only work because everyone has like a social network. You know 5 people. And the 5 people you know 5 people that doesn't perfectly overlap with your 5 people, etc., etc., etc. And so when all of your 5 people leave, you're like, oh, I guess I should go too. And so that's why you just leave before then. They don't notice it until like they want to. And then when they notice it, they leave. And then like at some point a party thins out and it's fine, right? Whereas like if you're, the whole idea of like, let's all stay and let's make loud announcements when we leave. It makes you feel individually special. But it's just such a... Oh, I don't know. It's just the worst thing, right? Also, thank you very much to Dan Stickman. Can I ask a question? You just did. You just did. Toycat, have you found animated yet? Says I am Tori. Honestly, I've been doing a really bad job at going through the applications. I found someone who was perfect, like in every way, but like their stuff didn't vibe correctly, and I was like, ah. Is it easier to fix a vibe, or is it easier to ignore someone and never speak to them? You know, I'm just kidding. All party all the time. Sometimes I'm glad to see people leave. Socializing is hard. See, right, but you're glad because it signifies, like, oh, the more people that leave, the more I can leave. And as like someone who's been a party host, that, like, breaks me on the inside. But it's like, oh, it's not over yet. And everyone's, like, wondering, like, should I leave? I don't know. It's, like, just a lot going on. I don't know. Can you show me an image of a Longboi? Says JP Overton. I've got one better. Here is a Longboi. Wow, where can you go to see more Longboi pictures? Wow, link in the description. 20% off, I hear this is there over well. I like when a party thins out and you stay with the few remaining, it's just vibe. Good way to find new friends. Yeah, okay, you know, actually, I agree with that too. I actually, I feel like the end of a party is the best bit. Like, when everyone's there, it's this exhausting thing where everyone's trying to, like, speak to people. You know, when it's, like, just 5 people left, it's just hanging out. And for some, like, it almost, you know, like, it just keeps on going. There's this weird... By the way, I don't want to act like I go to so many parties. I want to, like, be very clear. One of the, like, worst social biases we have is, like, we tell stories like they happen all the time. And it's like, you know, we're talking about, like, a dozen times in my life. Like, I'm 25. That's every 2 years on average. Not that I went to many parties when I was free, but I didn't even want to be at my own wedding reception. That's how awkward I am at socializing. Oh, yeah, whenever I go to a wedding, I'm like, don't speak to the groom and bride. Yeah, did I get that right? I did. Like, everyone, like, this is a party, basically, where everyone has only 2 people in common, and so everyone wants to spend time with them, and it's like, no, don't do that. Speak to other people there. You know, you know, it's an opportunity. The best thing you can do for a groom and bride at their wedding is to speak to other people so that now their social network is more connected with each other. Because one of the struggles with, like, I don't know, if you think about it this way, like, if you have friends from school and you have friends from college and you have friends from work and you have friends from that different work because you switched, and then you have your girlfriend's friends, then you have your girlfriend's family, then you have your, like, you know, there's so many different interconnected groups of people. If you just make that easier for them, that's, like, the best gift you can get anyone. Just, like, being friends with one of your friends' friends, boom, makes your life easier. Just do it. Wait for them to approach you. Like, I don't know, I hate social interactions where, like, people are, like, limited, like cattle or something. I don't know. I hate interactions where it's not let's talk because we want to. It's talk, and so one of the people is very stressed and clearly not a good fit for that. Can we get some naughty Longboi pics? You can make your own naughty Longboi pics. I'm not gonna look at them. It's becoming a trend here for a couple to eat their meal alone in a different room. I like that as, you know, I think I've got a wedding idea. Not that I have a wedding, but I have an idea for my non-wedding. Okay, let's go. I always hate the zombie reinforcement thing. I always forget about it until it's way too late. So I think that's a... Didn't he have a banner on top of his head just a second ago? Am I crazy? Chat, did you see that? Was there a banner pillager? Or am I imagining that? I guess I imagined that. Huh. Netherrack attack. Don't kill pigs. You know what? Killing pigs is good for you. Think about it. Think about it. I got so much free wine last time I went to a wedding, as in bottles. Oh yeah, I went to when I was like 19, you know, like proper, like, not even 19. I think it literally might have been 17. Like, I don't think it was legal for me to drink in the UK. Or maybe it just turned, no, I would have been 17. The person who paid, like, I think it's the groom's bride. No, the bride's parents pay for a wedding. So like my, you know, basically they were like up to me and they're like, look, I paid for unlimited wine. Please help me get that unlimited wine. And they just handed me a tray of wine and were like, drink it. And I was like, well, gotta do my bit, you know? It breaks me emotionally to learn how much a wedding costs. You know how I said that the biggest argument against smoking is it's generally not saying it will take 20 years of your life. It's saying it will cost you this amount of money. Like when you tell people, oh, you lose 20 years, they're like, I have enough years. When you say it's like $100,000 or whatever, they're like, I'm gonna stop smoking. You know, I'm not gonna get into that. Like the biggest argument against marriage is not how messy divorces can be. It's not the everything air. It's like, have you ever looked at the price tag on those things? You ever look at that? I've looked at that. The cost per person. Like, if I was paying £200 a person, I think that's on the cheap end for a wedding, for someone to like show up at a thing, I would have again, I don't actually know about prices for things. I'm gonna be honest with you here. I would be very, very selective about who showed up. I wouldn't be like, oh, bring your +1. No, don't bring your +1. I don't want to see her. I don't think she should eat my food, honestly. I wouldn't invite her around my house to raid my cupboards. And my cupboards have a lot cheaper food than this. You'd have to spend thousands on a wedding. Elope, I wish I had. Oh, yeah, that's the plan, right? And then you just have a party when you get back being like, hey, we're married now if you want to ask us questions. Or even like pretend to get married, you know? What's the... I don't know. You know, it's all confusing. Chad Roswick, what would you do if you could throw spaghetti at a player's face in Minecraft? Thank you for the high quality question, Chad Roswick. I would not do it. Okay, simple enough. By the way, I want to make an announcement. A big announcement. And that announcement is that the Longboi is the cutest thing in the world. There is only 26 more we need to sell. And then they are in production. That is an exciting moment. A girlfriend right now is just a broken heart in the future. That's a cynical way to view the world. You should sell cool Longboi. If you put the Longboi in the fridge, it'll be a cool Longboi. Think about it that way. So, my uncle is currently in prison for stabbing his +1 in the throat last week. I mean, haven't we all wanted to do that during lockdown? Am I right? Am I right, fellas? Yeah. I wish you could put any item in your other hand in Minecraft Bedrock. Yeah, it's one of the single features that, like, immediately distinguishes, like, Bedrock and Java gameplay. Yeah, just got married, it does cost tons. Agree with you there. Like, I think it's really cool, the fundamental idea of marriage, if you think about a world with no money. It's like, you have a big party in front of lots of people that both of you care about, and you have this, like, public commitment to a thing. Like, if you know, I can commit to anything right now very easily. I can commit to finishing this mountain, but when I do it in front of 1,100 people, like, that means more, because that's a lot of people to hold accountable for. It's not, even if you don't hold me accountable, the idea of, like, when you tell people about a thing, it becomes more real. If I tell you all I'm going to start a new business selling gourmet popcorn flavors via the internet, if I tell you that, then you know, like, it's like there's more pressure on me to do it, because now it's a real idea in the real world. You feel me? It's like a social pressure thing. Anyway, so, like, I understand the value therefore in a wedding. Like, if you love someone so much and you need to prove it to them, and it's like, well, if I can just say I love you. Like, everyone always says I love you all the time, and it's like, well, it doesn't make it not true. It just makes it less valuable. Like, I say I hope you have a nice day, like, because I've been in America, and that's like the standard goodbye greeting there. Like, I know I feel rude not saying it, especially like in, like, I don't know, everyone smiles all the time in America because they want your money. It's a weird thing. Anyway, so like, I think there is an aspect of genuine niceness that comes from it, but also, like, you have to bring your A game for politeness in America, I find more. And so I've been saying, hope you have a nice day. But honestly, that doesn't mean I hope everyone has a nice day. It just means, you know, like, it just means my standard for, if I don't say that, then I hope you have a bad day. You know, you get me? Like, eventually, social platitudes only mean as much as you're willing to be selective with them. Even though that's not true, it is true. Like, hoping someone has a nice day only means as much as every person you say you hope you have a bad day. If you only say nice things, then that means that not saying things is the same as saying bad things. It doesn't actually mean that. It just means you can't tell the difference, which means that it means that. Okay, that makes sense to everyone? Hope it makes sense to everyone. Dude, I was just watching another video about YouTubers simping for 2 anime characters. Do you know who the ultimate anime character is? Yeah, boy. Also, you should cover an entire ocean in lily pads. So Jonas Slout, I actually had that idea for a while. Like, not a whole ocean, but like a significant portion of it. The only thing holding me back is, like, getting lily pads is very frustrating. And I want to save it for, like, a cool idea, like a lily pad bridge or something. That actually is a real thing. Is this how I get into my mountain? Huh. It is. Fascinating how that works, huh? What I might do is, like, just dig that way to wherever the hole is over there. Yeah, that might be a fun idea. Let's do it. Let's see what we find. Most of the time when someone says I love you to their partner, they don't fully mean it. People will say it and then break their partner's heart next. Jesus, adorable hoe, who hurt you? You're not adorable, and you're not a hoe. No, I'm just kidding. I'm sorry about the trauma that makes you say that. Also, it's very dark here, isn't it? There we go. And now it's better. Could have worded that a bit better. Oh, no, it's all good. I understand the sentiment. Okay, how do we... You know, I'll deal with this later. For now, we got a tunnel. It exists. That's nice enough. Yeah, no, I think there is like a... The more people you say a thing to, the individually less you could argue that thing means. Like when I say, hey, I think you're really cool if you watch this channel. That means something if it's like a group of 10 people, because I can individually vet all of you. Like Winnie, my dad just came in and wanted to know why I was watching someone simp for a Longboi, and then was very concerned and asked what a Longboi actually was. He's very relieved it's a plushie. You know what? This plushie allows us to simp for Longboys and have an excuse to tell our dads. You know, that's the real story here. That's the real story. Do you want yourself a Longboi? I bet you want yourself a Longboi. Wow, so cute. I simp for Longboi all day. Watching this makes me want to cover a ravine in hay bales. Also, here's your tax. I still think the ultimate, like, covering a ravine in glass just looks so good in my opinion. It's one of those, like, tiny ideas that I'm very glad I made. You should make a compilation of all the songs you've sung or hummed, says Terracottata. Oh, it's good to see you again, Terracottata. I like your name still. You know, I'll put Harrison right on it. Harrison does like an amazing, like, I don't even know how he does so many, so fast, and so effectively. Like, usually you pick two. You pick quality, you pick speed, or you pick, you know, like, I guess, efficacy. But he manages, like, all three, and I just don't know how. I just don't know how. I have to travel 6 hours tomorrow to give a presentation that lasts 5 to 10 minutes, which my uni could have chosen to online but didn't, which would also be safer regarding COVID. I, on the one hand, agree. On the other hand, 6 hours train journey across the Netherlands. Honestly, I would do that for fun. How about I do it for you? I don't know how that would work. Like, I'd be so hyped if we could, like, trade bodies, and I could, like, go on a little 6-hour train journey across the country. I pay money to do. I guess you have to pay money as well. Man, that hurts even more that you pay money just to go to a thing. That'll teach you, huh? There's a compilation on the 4th channel already. Oh, see, Harrison managed to like, the idea was posted just now. He put it all together and he posted it yesterday. How does he do this? How does the 4th channel this effective? Like, you know, I was just complimenting myself earlier, like, oh yeah, I didn't realize that having 3 channels was a lot of work until someone said it to me. But like, the 4th channel's where it's at. He pulls off like, Harrison's very competent. He is very competent at what he does. He is, wait, Harrison, make a compilation of all the times I compliment you in my streams. I think that's what you get to do for your birthday. Just all the times Toycat said nice things about Harrison's. So you're running low on Netherrack. I have 2 more shulker boxes, so I'm not concerned in the slightest. I don't have to pay because I'm a student. I agree train rides are fun, but it's so much effort for a short presentation. Honestly, yeah, when there's like something you're nervous about at the end of a train ride, I feel like they go much... I don't know faster or slow. Like, there's just this weird feeling about like it not being so fun. The longest train ride I think actually second longest train ride I've been on was I think I was going on like effectively a date. You know, I was getting teppanyaki in Manchester, and I just had this like whole non-stop like thinking fear of like, I wonder if you know how I have the friend who just doesn't respond to things. I was like, you know what? There's a real possibility that happens. Like, if you've never met someone, like, if someone who has like a lot of social obligation to tell me when they're not going to show up doesn't, imagine if a stranger, you know, like, technically never met them before. Could be a 40-year-old man who just gets his kicks from pretending to be whatever it was, a nuclear scientist. Man, I always want to... Do you ever, like... You know how, like, there are side characters in your life? Sometimes I like catching up on the side characters. Like, the people you met once, like, you had some form of interaction with, and then sometimes never again. Like, I think there's a part of that way. Oh, hey, thank you, Jeff Cuff, Harrison Greyheart. Exactly, Harrison Greyheart. I agree. I've been playing Seed Zero recently because of your videos. Great seed near spawn, except when you build an Nether portal. Exactly. Maybe I'm a 40-year-old man, says PN. Maybe we're all 40-year-old men. You ever consider that? What if we're all just role-playing with each other? What if that's what this is? You know? You never think about it till you do. IBX Toycat, I have a girlfriend. Are you proud of me? Says Hannah. You know, I'm proud of you only if Hannah is in fact a lady name and you are in fact a lesbian. We like lesbians on this channel. That is apparently a thing now. You know, it's easy, you know, dating girls, sure, great. Dating girls and being a girl, that's like dating two people. If you think about it, right? That's the closest you can get in a monogamous relationship to two girls at the same time. And therefore, you've achieved. Also, speaking of achieving, thank you, Zero Maniac. Hi, Toycat. I'm paying my Toycat tax. I was going to get the most beautiful and gorgeous Longboi, but I didn't get enough. So sad. Love your videos, by the way. Hey, thank you, Zero Matic. I am very appreciative of you. But what I'm also appreciative, and lesbian, says Miley Fairy. See, I just don't know how it's such a large proportion of the view. Like, what percentage of the overall population are lesbians? And what percentage of my viewers is it? Because it's... Like, I like it. I think it's fun. Does she like coffee? You know, yeah, I should... Rather than asking an inappropriate question, you know, like trying to work out, you know, how's the gender on that name going? Instead, I should have just said, hey, so, do you like coffee? That would have been a much better... You're right. My bad. My bad. Also, we hit 375. The real 40-year-old man is the friends we made along the way. You know, I will have to disagree. You know, the real 40-year-old man should not be the friends you make along the way. It really should not be. I'm gonna tell my girlfriend about this moment, says Hannah. So Hannah, do you like coffee? I'd love to know about that. I'd love to know about that. Happy to be a side character, says Jessica Forsyth. See, right, you know, see that. I hope I'm glad that doesn't seem offensive to you, because like you totally are on my list of like I don't want to like. There's a trillion little things about. I'm worried I'm like saying too many nice things about a stranger on the internet. But you know, I'm gonna say it anyway because it's legitimate. It's like, you know, like I think about like frequently like some of the weird things about how life is where you are, and I'm like, how has it gone since then? You know, like it's fascinating because you meet so many people and like keeping up with someone is like a big chunk of work. But just every now and then checking in and being like, huh. Because it's a fun reminder that like life is moving around you, I guess, which is always important to know. But I'm happy for some lesbian representation by Toycat. So I think it's a very... I would love to know what it is, because every now and then someone throws a theory at me and I'm like, your theory's not so great. It's based on flawed information. And you know what theory isn't based on flawed information? Gravity could be fake, is what people say, not understanding how the scientific method works. And gravity is just a theory, and therefore you shouldn't trust gravity as much as you shouldn't trust vegetables. Also, have a good night, Toycat. I'm going to bed. Have a good night, Mr. Chaz Roswick. I hope you enjoy your bed. Unless it's not a good bed. Wait, chat, can we be proud of me? I went to sleep at 2 AM last night, and that's the earliest I've been to bed in literally literally a month, maybe? You know, yeah. Can we all have a clap for Toycat? I'm trying to get my like sleep schedule roughly in order. Because I don't know. I'm gonna be doing a lot of normal people things. Like I need to get my hair cut soon, right? Like people come and I know like in this year you're allowed to not get your hair cut as much, but it's like, you know, it's been once this year, and that was I think pre-pandemic. Also, thank you everyone. Thank you for the claps. I appreciate them. Baby steps are still steps. I'd argue baby steps are... Oh, will you throw this? Okay, you know what? See, we got a plane question. Oh, you know your boy Toycat loves his plane questions. Okay, so background for everyone in chat. So there's this plane. It's called the 737. It's one of the world's most popular planes. And, but the problem is it's 40 years old, but people still want to buy it even though it's 40 years old. So Boeing has this smart idea. What if we made this more fuel efficient? And so they make the engines bigger, because the bigger an engine, the more fuel efficient. Generally, the case that it tends to be, to keep things kind of simple. We'll say that that's true. Also, thank you very much for the tip. My friend M. Gala, words are the most OP foods. Melons are the most OP food source. Prove me wrong, blueberries are slightly more OP, but they're not out yet. You know what, your love for blueberries, I wish someone would love me as much as you love blueberries, is all I'm saying. But so there is this, there's this plane. It's called the 737, and it's really popular, but it's really old, so they make the engines bigger. And when they make the engines bigger, they need to do some software calibration, but they over-calibrate, and it leads to a lot of people dying. It's actually only like 200 people dying twice, which like is a lot in terms of, like 400 people dying is like, you know, it's that whole like, the death of one person is a tragedy, the death of like 400 people is a statistic. It's meant to be a million, I know, in the Starling quote. But like, to me, like when you think about how many people didn't die in plane crashes, I still think it's like statistically, but you know, it's terrifying because like planes have such a high rate of success that even 2 plane crashes in a year is like, oh god, we're going to take this out of service for 2 years. And they had to redesign the software, they had to redesign a few things about the planes, and etc, etc. But basically, they fixed the planes, they're pretty sure now. And so the question is would you fly on the plane that killed 400 people because of, like, unlike most plane crashes where it's like pilot fault, this was the plane itself at fault. The pilot did everything right, probably, or like almost everything right. The pilot didn't do anything deadly wrong. The plane killed the pilot and the everything else. I like the 757 because it's a Longboi. I like the I think it's the A330. I don't even know. There's a plane that looks so hilariously stretched that it doesn't look real. And every time I think it's the A340. I don't even know. It's like there's a plane out there that looks hilariously fake because of how stretched and Longboi it is. But would you fly on a plane that previously, you know, that so officially the errors have been fixed now, but would you fly on it again, knowing that like hypothetically, you know, it could happen again? It's like it's a buggy. It's like, you know, Minecraft Bedrock claiming, you know, there's no bugs now, and you're like, ooh. On the one hand, you know, they're saying it, so it could be genuine, but you know, that's the debate, right? Would you fly on a plane that killed so many people? And my answer, genuinely, I know this is dumb, and this is like me putting too low a value on my life, but I think like humans are pretty good at not putting too low a value on your own life. But I would have flown it even before they fixed it. Like, with the number of flights that plane did in a year, and the fact that only 2 of them led to 100% fatality rate, like I would have accepted that. Now, you know, the fixed version of the plane, it's like, yep, even if it's the same, I was fine flying it. But now it's like, now there is so much pressure. I imagine this is probably one of the safest planes out there, because if they have another crash, they are financially done as a company. Like, never has there been greater incentive to fix a plane to 100%. Like, you know, having one crash every now and then, like, you know, that's, sure. It's kind of fine. Also, congratulations to the newest owner of a Longboi. You have made me happy because we're at 376. Probably more like to get in a car crash still. Yeah, even the deadliest plane in the world is still safer than the average car. Think about that when you're thinking about statistics. It's kind of like, you know, people said at the beginning, and I totally still stand by, if COVID was 1% of the pandemic it was now, then you would be justifiably more scared about car crash. Even now, I think in America, you're still only 9 times more likely to die from COVID than a car crash, which blows my mind that like a thing that is this big is still only 9 times more deadly than cars, right? Which honestly, like, we're unfairly pointing to a deadly source and comparing it to a thing. But also I gave in an order the Longboi. Does this count as tax? I was 375. Hey, thank you, Max Tax Cat. This does count as tax. But yeah, so I think comparative risk is really important. People make the mistake of thinking they can understand absolute risk. All you can understand is roughly like, if I choose to not drive versus choosing to drive, you know, you are making your life slightly safer. If I choose to not get, I don't know, COVID, I am, you know, a large amount less likely to die. Apparently, you know, like a lot of this is, yeah, there's a lot of interesting facts and stats, and I think those are ultimately more important than the feeling. We have this really bad attitude as a species where we act like if something feels a certain way, then that's what matters. Like, You know, okay, hypothetically, right?
Nice plain
I'm not
facts, my dude.
I'm glad you like the plain facts. I think I did like a basic overview of the 737 MAX, right? The 737 MAX wasn't even really an engineering failure. It was a bad design influencing bad piloting. The pilots misunderstood the alarms in an emergency situation because the software was poorly designed. I could be wrong. Like, this is my understanding. I'm not the pilot who understands everything. But I thought that even though they tried to correct it, they physically couldn't. The plane was forcing them not to, which is terrifying. Like, imagine a car that said, you cannot crash into the pedestrians, but actually it was crashing into the median and, like, you know, it was killing you as a result of that. Also, Toycat says, facts don't care about your feelings, says Lizzie S. No, right, we always, whenever there is an outrage about something, we outrage about specific cases when we should be outraged about the overall statistics of a thing. I think individual cases are a good way to bring that to light, perhaps. Like, oh, my woman Karen here is a pensioner. How will this affect her? Okay, sure. That's a great way to explain a new tax policy or a new, you know, kill the old people policy. But I think, you know, we always make, you know, like, oh, you know, I've decided that I hate all of X type of person because I saw a bad version I saw one person do a bad thing in that group. It's like that. We all know that's hilariously wrong, right? And it's like, yeah, of course we do. And then they'll see like a bad person they already dislike and they're like, see this video? It proves what I already thought. It's like the scientific method is we try to disprove what we think with, we find evidence about why we're wrong, not why we're right. Like you already think you're right. You don't need to prove why you think you're right because you okay, you know, not just me. Okay, sure. Like, wow, this took longer than I thought, says Valken. Yeah, it's a very big mountain, or I'm very bad at placing blocks. It could totally be both at the same time, I guess. Yeah, as the Longboi worldwide shipping, says Calphus77. Yeah, I'm glad that it is. One of my biggest pet peeves is when something only ships to America, and it's like, what about the other 96% of the world? The software was supposed to maintain the safety, but the pilots were probably strained because the Boeing tried to ship it as a minor change, so training requirements were incorrectly low. Oh, I'd heard that, but I didn't know that was like a primary cause of the fault. That's fascinating if so, because that basically just puts the blame square on Boeing, right? That's like, they basically killed people by trying to make it too easy to certify. Like, I can't imagine... Oh, God. Okay, one more scaffolding. So we'll place we're going to fill in the gaps with this, and we can pretend we wanted to do that all along. See? Clever move there, I agree. Which plane are you sad you didn't get to fly in? Mine would have been Concorde, says Team Beaver. See, the thing is, even if Concorde was around today, unless it was going away, like, if I thought there was one more opportunity to fly Concorde, and then never again, I would pay the ungodly sums. Not even godly, ungodly sums. Also, this block shouldn't be here, I feel like. Hey, a free Netherrack block back. Yeah, I made a profit on that. Nice garnish. It's definitely called garnish. You know, let's as a professional chef, I can definitely say it's garnish. I have been paid to make food on YouTube. Honestly, I genuinely might do a cooking with Toycat live stream for the lobster roll. I think that's a genius idea that I'm definitely gonna have to do. Because, you know, Toycat understands garnish. Yeah, that's good garnish. What do you think about Dream cheating in a speedrun, says Bram van der Werf. It's fascinating, right? Because you can never truly prove, even the most anti-green person will say it's like a 99.999999% chance that he cheated. But you can never prove that you didn't just get that point. You get me, right? Like, the more and more lucky you get, the higher a chance of a cheat. But like, because it was calculated, what, like 3 hours of runs? And it's weird that anyone would have it. Like, it raises this, like, big philosophical debate about how can you prove someone did a thing in a video game? In the real world, we have very good ways of measuring if someone did a thing. It's much harder to prove if they were drugged when they did a thing. But if you think about like a speed run, right? An individual speed run is next to impossible to verify as fake or real. You can verify if someone like did something obvious to it and like, oh yeah, there's ways to that. But you can only verify if you're better. Like it's like a game of like cops and robbers. It's like hackers and people who try to make cybersecurity. You can only be as good as, you know, like if they are better at the game and better at understanding how to fake a thing than you are, then you will never catch them. You know, like I'm sure in other games there are in less prolific games there are speedrunning cheaters that have never been caught because the reason to catch them isn't there. You get like it's this fascinating debate of how do you prove if something really happened? And the answer is, oh, you record it, and recordings can be faked. So you verify the recording is real. And that's like, how do you, with a game like Minecraft where you're allowed to have a mod loader installed, and you know, indeed, Dream is one of the people that does. How do you verify? And you know, if you know someone who can make their own mods, how do you verify they didn't make a mod to make it 5% more likely they'd get blaze rods? Right? You fundamentally could not without doing a huge analysis. And even if you did that huge analysis, as they have done and they've proven it's fake, it's what is it? It's 1 in 100 blah, 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 blah. Yeah, like 1 in 100 trillion even. It's like that still can happen. Like when you win the lottery, someone wins the lottery every day. Not everyone wins the lottery every day, but someone does. And you can often come up with the error of like, what are the odds of this particular person doing a thing? 1 in a billion, therefore, like playing the lottery is dumb, even though someone wins the lottery every day. Because even though somebody wins it every day, the odds of you in particular doing it. But therefore, you can't look at everyone who won the lottery and say they faked it because, you get me? Yeah. And the interesting thing is, even if you could, like hypothetically, if we assume that like, yeah, so there's some cheating going on, it doesn't actually matter because like, what is it like? He's like, but the interesting thing about that is like, that sets the bar. Like now that they've shown how they can test if a thing is cheating, if you just have to play around with the RNG. Like, you know, if you have a mod that can play around with RNG, make it so in half the runs you get, you know, half the blaze drops, and half the runs you get, you know, 1.5 times the blaze drops, and now you've averaged out to the same amount anyway. It's an endless debate, and I don't know. I'm sure. I think statistically you could look at someone and say probably a cheat, but I'm a big believer in the whole like innocent till proven guilty thing. I think far too often we go, yeah, they probably did the thing. It's the same thing I was just saying with, we look at like something we already want to believe in and we assume it's true. If you want to believe Dream is innocent, you'll believe Dream is innocent regardless of what evidence you see, unless it's 100% damning. If you want to believe as a cheater, you're not going to really be looking at the efficacy of the evidence. You're going to be looking at it and being like, yeah, he probably cheated. Look, there's a whole video. I didn't watch it, but it seems pretty legit, right? Seems pretty legit. It's as rare as 1,000 lotteries. Yeah, again, I know the odds, like, but you're calculating that based on, again, like I totally agree that there is a very high chance, but also I'm the guy who's like, oh, you know, again, I'm glad I'm not in charge of like, I'm glad I'm not in charge of the legal system, I guess, because I think that for every one person you wrongly accuse, it's not worth correctly getting 10 people. Like, if you have a group of 11 people, 10 of those people are criminals, one of those people is innocent, I would let all 11 go, no matter what 10 crimes you told me they'd done as a collection. Like, the collective good move is always to just, 10 criminals, one normal person, for the greater good, you know, you kill all 11, or you put them in prison or whatever. But I'm always the guy who's like, man, the injustice that is done when you falsely accuse someone of a thing, like not even just like in terms of, like, oh yeah, they would go to prison, right? But then their friends would always assume they're one of the 11 murderers, etc. It's real crazy. It's real crazy. So yeah, by the way, Deshi asked how long it would take me to make all my survival builds in creative. Honestly, I think some of them are really easy to replicate. Like, I think you could save yourself 10 hours of effort on the end by just replicating it. What if that one person wants to die? See, I think you could be... I think the correct solution is, like, you offer the 11th person, or you offer all of them, like, hey, if all 11 of you vote to go to prison, we can let you go to prison. And, like, you know, the one innocent person, you can suffer. But I think letting people make the choice, I think when we sacrifice on others' behalf, is like, it's one of the worst things we do all the time, and we pretend we're great at it. Like, one of the things that still, this genuinely hurts me when, like, governments are like, we took the action we needed to, and we got COVID-19 under control. It's like, no, you didn't. You told people to do a thing, and then they did the thing. You can't, like, oh yeah, you know what I did? I bought 400 Longbois. It's like, I didn't buy 400 Longbois, did I? You can't tell people to do a thing and then act like you did the thing. Because you were so gracious in telling people, right? No, am I crazy? It's probably just me. When did you start playing Minecraft, says Big Boy? 2010. It was just before the bed update. That's how I always keep track of it. Like, I played overnight and then I woke up and the bed update came out. Well, let's just say 10 years. So we make a review about the Dragonheart texture pack. Oh, I don't generally review random texture packs. Like, if it's like a big thing on the store, I'm curious. But like, I'm not a big texture pack guy, so I'm not the best guy to review them. Unless it's a big thing for, like, I'm the person to review texture packs if you want the non-texture pack using opinion, right? That's my kind of opinion. Is it true that, oh, when did I dig this tunnel? You ever find a tunnel in your world and you're just not sure where it comes from? I'm sure that's not just a thing. Max Tax Cat, thank you very much for the tip. I can in fact guarantee that my fierce Burmese cats will rip the Longboi to shreds within a week. They have a history. I am totally off the opinion that cats and Longbois are meant to be, but maybe not your cats. I've been reading this book about cat breeds because it was like $1 in a, what's it called in America, a thrift store. So I've been reading this. I've been reading this book about cats. All the time, I forget I've explored an area until I get there. You know, that's the cool thing about the Let's Play world going up on the marketplace, is some people will find things that I haven't found in a long time. I think that'd be fun. Oh, I just realized, wait, Deshi, if you're here, I know it's too late now. We were going to add a thing that told people when they found all the music discs. That was the thing we've been forgetting. We were going to add that, so we could argue it's like interactive gameplay or whatever. I'm back from the store. You made me want to do this in a long-term world when I get a channel going. Is that copying too much? Also, Longboi is yes. I honestly, even if it was copying, wouldn't mind. I think people can make their own judgments about, like, well, is this okay under the statutes of XYZ? But in my opinion, it's like, it's fine. You can do it. Oh crap, yeah. Yeah, we didn't. Okay, I'm glad. I totally forgot about it until just now too. I don't know how I even remembered it. But I think I think we should make that plugin for like future maps. So like the next ultra hard survival map can use it too. Maybe that might be a fun idea. Enderstar, thank you for the $1 tip. How are you doing today, Enderstar? Are you doing so badly that you wish you could Enderstar? Yeah, I'm funny. Wait, is this chest one of the discs? That's spoiler alert. Jeez. It's okay. You copied this from a realm you visited. Yeah, exactly, right? Like the even though I'm taking like the base idea from that and then I'm like working with it, I think it's entirely fine to like, because especially something like this, it's not even a block for block recreation. Like it's an entirely different mountain. So it's like A-okay. I miss the good old days of music disc hunting. Me too. I saw my music disc speed run the other day and I was like, I miss that. By the way, you know what, chat? We're 21 Longbois away from it being a real product. When we hit 21 more sold, it will be a real, legit product. Is there going to be a price for the Let's Play on the marketplace? If so, it's okay. You deserve money for the hard work you put into the world. Thank you, Cheese Pizza. No, it's an interesting. Like I wrangled myself over this one, right? It feels both the most appropriate and inappropriate to sell in different ways. Like it's a product that I put the most hours into, right? I put thousands of hours in this thing. I think it's over 10,000 hours if you add my 360 plus my Xbox One plus my Bedrock time. But I spent thousands of hours in this world. But also it's like, it feels like selling a thing that is, it feels weird even though it's like that's true. It's like, well, you didn't put those hours on making a product, you put those hours into playing Minecraft. You're selling a thing that's just, you enjoy playing Minecraft. So I'm selling it for cheaper than my ultra hard maps, which are already cheaper than most things on the store. Because the thing is, you cannot release maps for free without express permission. And given how much hassle I had trying to release it for paid, I can't imagine they would have been happy with me trying to give this map away for free. Oh, although there's something cool coming free tomorrow on the store, by the way. I can't comment too much on it until literally tomorrow. Do. Thank you very much for the membership. Snuffkins Emo Child. You have a very delightful name. I'd like you to know that. Snuffkins Emo Child. Oh, let's add some more garnish to the mountain. That's important. Let's just slide a little over here. Just a little vein over there. A little vein over here. I want to do it more on the other side of the mountain because that's the side I'll see more often. So it's going to be more impressive if I do it there. Also, there are so many blocks we've got to cover this mountain in. You don't really realize it until you start placing over here. What do you think Minecraft needs to fix? I think I read that correctly. What do you think Minecraft needs to change in order to fix speedrunning? Oh, it needs to be less RNG dependent, right? Like Minecraft aren't like the fact that you could alter RNG 10% in your favor and make speedrunning like fundamentally broken in your favor, right? That's kind of wacky and dumb. I think that, like, even the 50-50 of killing a blaze and getting a rod is dumb and painful in my opinion. But, like, Minecraft speedrunning is right now so RNG dependent. Like, if a set C glitchless run, no matter how good you are at Minecraft, a perfect run is not perfect without getting top 1% RNG. That's just a fact. You have to play Minecraft 100 times perfectly to have a chance at that top, thing. And I think that is a problem. It makes me not want to play it and speedrun it, which Minecraft speedrunning is meant to be about, not RNG. So, I would say, like, try to add skill-based methods of getting ender pearls faster. Make it really hard if you want to. You say the word wacky a lot. You know what's really wacky? The fact that I say wacky so often. Maybe a little magma for spice. Oh, I could do have some spice on the mountain, you're right. Garnish alone does not a mountain make. Instead, some spice is needed. So I'll place a block there. And then one there. And then we can place some quartz over here. Love it. And then we'll go back around the front. I'll make sure there's some... okay, there we go. Lovely. And now we can, like, fill in some more places where it looks like there should be one. Like, even right here, right? Just throw in some nether quartz. Because that mountain just looks a bit too smooth to be natural. So we go a little higher up. I think on that mountain right there, I think that'd be a good place for it. So we'll throw some right here. Just for fun, right? Yep, there we go. I have pig stuff on my brain all the time. I think it's because someone became a member just recently. Yeah, Snuffkins Emo Child. You got pig stuff in my head, and I've never been more grateful for anyone for anything. Never in the world. You're super clever and smart, seriously. Thank you for the compliment. See, right, if you said that compliment to everyone, that would be less valuable. But because I only think you've said it to me, I value that more. That's the scarce resource that... we have, like, the gold standard for compliments. A thing is only worth as much as the other things you get from it. Or Small Sentiments says, how'd you feel about playing Minecraft Dungeons the other day? Oh, I don't know, I enjoyed it enough. But, like, not like a huge amount. Like, I can play Minecraft, which is a game I really like, and people will watch me play it, which is crazy. You're all watching me play Minecraft. What's that all about? You dumb-ums. Yeah, I called you dumb. What are you gonna do about it, chat? What are you gonna do about it? But yeah, it's kind of weird that it's you know, I'm gonna say it's very weird. Is plane safety affected by the amount of time spent in planes versus cars? Oh no, if you go per distance traveled, planes obviously get a huge advantage because you're in them for a few hours. If you go by, hey, zombie! Wait, zombie Mando. Zombie Mando. You know, you might like your boyfriend, but is he a zombie man, though? I'm just gonna make jokes about people's names. You've called us worse. I do regularly call people sluts on the third channel. You know, this is me being positively delightful. The thing about planes being safe is like, even when you correct for the amount of time people spend in them, and like by pretty much like if you are in a plane, you are less likely to die than you are on the ground, because on the ground there are many more sources of death. Like even if you include like that's the level that it is. For every hour of your life you spend in a plane, you are less likely to die than every hour of your life spent not on a plane. Like it's that level of safety. I don't know how to like quantify that correctly actually. I'm doing a really bad job at explaining a thing, so I'll try my best. Please look at cover a mountain in air, please. I've got a great April Fool's video idea. Now I'm gonna write that down. Right now, okay, you know, chat. Throughout the year, I always have like once a month. I have a great once a month I have a great April Fool's idea, and then whenever April Fool's comes around, I can never remember them. So this year I'm writing them all down, and what I have so far is can you beat Minecraft without bowls? And now I'm gonna add my favorite one, which is can I covered a mountain in air blocks. Okay, there we go. Already planning for April Fools. Yeah, it's I don't know, I didn't realize how many years I'd been doing YouTube till I started to realize that, like, you know, every year that rolls around, I'm pretty like familiar with all the major events. There's like the update time, which is when people get back into Minecraft after like not trying it for a while, so you get a whole bunch of new people. There's December time where people are playing Minecraft a bunch because, you know, they got the holiday time. People say they're getting to spend time with their family, but they spend time in Minecraft. So you get that time every year. April Fools, which is just free license to upload a clickbait video. But you get to be like, it's April Fools, so I'm allowed to be clickbait. Although I want to be fun with it this year, because, you know, I don't really have any fun clickbait videos that I want to release anyway. But if I wanted to release, like, wireless redstone coming to Minecraft, guess what, April Fools, A-okay to do it. Minecraft is their family. I mean, Minecraft's a better family than most people's families. I say this all the time, and I know some people give me crap for it, but I genuinely think that, like, most people don't have a better family than Minecraft. Or put it better this way. I think, like, to say that everyone's family is great is a fine thing to say when you do have a good family, or even an okay family. But the number of people are like, oh man, this is the worst thing. Like, we're becoming a very much less family-focused society, but it's happening slowly. And there are big downsides, but also we can't just pretend it's not happening. Or maybe we can pretend it's not happening. That's my new strategy. Wireless redstone is coming to Minecraft. Cough, cough, skulk. I guess that's technically true. You know, there we go. See, now I can make the video anyway. Can you beat Minecraft without your hands, using your feet, etc.? I'd love to play with that Minecraft accessibility controller, the one that there's this really interesting Minecraft controller. I'd love to play with that to see if I could beat it on that. It'd be very fascinating, right? Patricia Hander, do you set up a Christmas tree? Is that even a thing in England? We do in fact have Christmas trees in the UK. Oh, it doesn't say 379 anymore. I mean, right now. Yeah, I got it. Wait, is it? Wait, let's check the Longboi page. 379 have been sold. Wow, chat. Do you want me to simp for the Longboi more? Do you want me to tell you why you want him even more? Of course you do. He's adorable. I love him. When things are bad in the world and I hate human beings. You know what I don't hate? I don't hate a Longboi. Did you see that they extended the campaign for the other Longboi? I didn't see that, actually. I saw that it was getting really close to it not being funded. Yeah, it's got 5 days to hit another 100 being sold. That's like heartbreaking, right? That's like seriously heartbreaking. Try speedrunning Minecraft RTX VR. If I had Minecraft both RTX and VR, I just wouldn't leave, right? I would just stay. I would never. What incentive do you have to leave Minecraft if it's real? So we need just 21 more Longboys, and then it becomes a real thing that is physically being manufactured for people to enjoy around the world. Wow, wouldn't you love one to be real and manufactured for people around the world? Of course you would. Wow, do you think there's a lack of love in your life? Wow, it turns out you're not alone in that one. It turns out there's a product for you though. He is long and he is a boy and you can love him all day every day. Looking at you, GF. I'm pretty sure that there are actually people more attached to the Minecraft world than the real world, especially with strict pandemic rules. I think, even though that sounds like, it makes it sound tragic when you say it that way, I think people are... I think that people like their Minecraft worlds because it's a realm under which you have control. I was talking earlier about the idea of scary apocalypses being a manifestation of all of our fears of the unknown. We fear that which we do not know because we don't know that which we don't know. Beat Minecraft with dance pad. Longboi is yes. We fear it because it is the unknown. How could you not, you know? And one of the side consequences is that we feeling like a lack of control over the world in the real life is a real and common thing. And right now, whether you can go to the store genuinely isn't your choice anymore. Whether that's correct or not, you can decide for yourself. But in a year where we're telling people, you make the wrong decision, and I'll despise you in your guts forever. When we tell people that it is not your decision to make, you do not get to consider your happiness or your thoughts above anything else. When you tell people that's true, I think it makes so much sense that some of those people decide that that like the world that they're in full control of is the world they want to spend some time in. Like, your attachment to the real world depends on your links to it, but you don't need to have links to the Minecraft world. It is there for you. It is your thing. Hey, we hit 380. Oh wait, what did I just delete and write 8 instead of? I don't know what we did, but we hit 380. 20 to go. That means we're now 90% funded / sold. Only 20 more. 2-0. 2-0. Heather McKim.
I'm allergic to cats, but do you know what I'm not allergic to? That's right, the Longboi.
Hey, thank you so much, Heather McKim. Wow, I bet you wish you could have cats in your life. But you know what you can have in your life? The longest of boys. That's what. Hey, we're at 381 even. Wait, I need to reopen this. There is 19 more required. We can do... Wait, I am writing this terribly. Oh god, I can do this. Yeah. But, anyway, I think when you look at, you know, popular tales, you know, like, there's always this theory, this rumor that, like, all good media... You know, like, the hero's journey is the most common story ever told, and we've had it time and time again. Someone goes out to fetch a quest. So someone is given a quest, they deny the quest, then they reluctantly accept, and then they go do the thing, and they come back but they're changed. You know, the quest has changed them in some way. Doing the thing has solved the issue, but it's changed them. You know, it came at a cost to them personally. And it's like the reason that the hero story is so popular is because we all have our own little stories and tales, and we can't. You know, when you word something small dramatically, people are like, okay, chill. You know, you're just doing the laundry. You're not doing anything too dramatic. You're just moving house. People do that all the time, man. Like when people try to minimize something by being like, it's okay. It's just everyone does that all the time. The one time that doesn't happen is this thing. Another golden rule is act how you'd want everyone else in the population to act. I actually don't think that is a good one though. The reason I don't think it's good is because there's lots of things that work because only one... Like, it's a good rule in general for certain things if you want to... Like, you know, should everyone steal? No, I won't steal. Should everyone commit murder? No, I won't commit murder. If everyone committed murder, then half the population would be dead. And we'd solve a lot of issues, eh? Maybe we should all commit one murder each. They can't arrest us all if we all commit murder. I'm just saying. Okay, so Star Wars: A New Hope is the hero's journey, right? Like every majorly popular thing has like some variation of the hero's journey in it. But the thing about that is it's kind of a way to have a more complex narrative to a life. And the reason I don't think everyone should do as they want the whole population to do is because there are, the easiest example is when we talk about professions. We know that only 0.01% of the population can be fighter pilots. We know that only 0.00001% of the population can be astronauts. But that doesn't mean that everyone should assume they can't be them. You know, even in an ideal world, like, the most popular thing right now is wanting to be a Twitch streamer, right? I've heard so many people, just in my personal life, being like, yeah, I'm going to start Twitch streaming. I like playing games, and so people will want to watch me play games. So I'm just gonna start Twitch streaming. You know, I can't believe you have such an easy job, man. Like, wait till I get there. Do you watch The Office? If so, the UK or the US version? Da-da-dun, da-da-da-da-dun. Oh wait, that's not the question. What would you bring from Java to Bedrock? The custom world, super flat things, and hardcore. Wait, I'm not sure I get to pick two. I'll take two anyway. Okay, so the next one is: do you watch The Office? If so, do you prefer the US or the UK version? Da-da-dun, da-da-da-da-dun, da-da-da-da-dun, da-da-da-da, da-da-da-da-da, da-da-da, da-da-da-da-da, da-da. No, so there's this general rule in the UK that when UK shows are made by Americans, they mess them up because there's a certain like self-depreciation that doesn't. Like, I guess, like, it's like almost a cultural difference. Like, Americans aren't as good at self-depreciation. Like not like pretending to be self-depreciating, to be weak and vulnerable. Just actually being like, yeah, I suck. I'm not a good person. No one likes me. That's, you know, like, in Peep's show, for example, like, you know, they would both be unlikable people in the real world. And you're kind of aware of that, even though you like them. Which is a hard thing to... It's a complex sell. One of the few shows that does objectively do better in the American version is The Office. The British Office is like widely accepted not to be as good. I want to be a Twitch streamer because if I talk to myself while playing video games, I actually stay on Twitch so people can't make fun of me, right? See, right, the moment you start streaming you playing games is the moment for some reason you're allowed to talk to yourself. And it's like, you know, this is considered pretty crazy in most other aspects of life. And it's like, yeah, it is. Better believe that's not going to stop us from doing this. Like Bernard in Black Books. See, yeah, but I like so Black Books is an old one. One they're never going to remaster in any way. But you're right, yeah, it's you know, I should watch Black Books again. Why do shows have regional versions? Honestly, because a show full of British actors, like, for some, like, I don't know. So, it makes sense when you go across territories. Like, if they make a German version of a thing, it makes sense. If they make a Spanish version, like, you can kind of see it right there, like, basically redoing it for the thing. But between the UK and the US, or even, like, Australia and the, you know, like, things like that, I think it mostly comes down to just, like, there is, like, a certain cultural you know, like, you have to rewrite a show to hit a different humor point. Like, I don't know, Seinfeld has a very different humor to whatever British equivalent you want to try and point out to it. I love Black Books, I grew up on that. Yeah, it's a good one. I think there's a lot of shows that, like, it seems dumb to remake them, but they just, if they don't hit in their original version, but they're very popular, it's like, why don't we try a popular concept that clearly works? Because, you know, the concept of, you know, Peep Show is like, you're seeing inside of someone else's head. It's like, that should be a popular concept, cross-culture. But then they took the guy from the Big Bang Theory, and he's like, always, like, he's being really nice to himself. Like, he's like, yeah, you're the best, you do this sort of guy. And that is like, again, that's like what you expect from an American TV character. Because, you know, yeah, there's like so many cultural differences that are small but add up really quickly. Like, you know, I hate when people say this, like, they, you know, like, as a criticism, because they're like, oh, I hate when people relate to people with more money than them. But they're like, you know, in America, it's generally accepted, like, you know, if just because your parents were poor, you don't have to be poor. It might be more likely, but, like, it's a thing. Whereas in the UK, class is much more entrenched. Like, even though you might grow up to be wealthy, you'll still be working class. Even if you grow up to be poor, if you've got rich parents, you're gonna be fine, you know? That's like the accepted norm. So that one change makes a huge difference. Like, people call it the temporary embarrassed millionaire, but like anyone in America feels like they might get rich if they might have a better life than now. Like, they're on the up, they're just temporarily bad. Whereas, like, you know, my life sucks and my kids' lives will sucks. And, you know, like, that's like a normal enough attitude to have here, I felt like. Seinfeld is the equivalent of how Americans think of the king and queen of the UK. I don't know what the comparison is, but thank you anyway. IT Crowd's incredible if you haven't seen it. See, like, IT Crowd is hilarious to me. Because they tried, like, a word-for-word remake just with American characters. I think they had Joe McHale. Sorry, is it Joe McHale? Yeah, it's Joe McHale. Maybe it's Jeff McHale. No, he plays Jeff Winger in Community, that's what I'm getting confused. But, like, they tried, like, a word-for-word remake with Joe McHale, and it just didn't... Is that the right show? I think it is. British humor is love on people's awkwardness. Yeah, right, being awkward is, like, funny enough here. Being awkward, like, isn't a big American selling point. And I know whenever we talk about these things, someone's like, oh, I'm American and I like this. And it's like, but you're not mass media in America. Like, there are television executives and wait, one of my favorite shows, if this sounds like a myth, it sounds like it's made up. My favorite show is called one of my favorite shows. It's called Episodes. So it's a show about remaking a British show for an American audience. It's obviously fictionalized, etc. But like, it's you see the very different. Like, it was half made by the BBC and half made by Showtime, a network I've never heard of, but you probably have if you live in America, right? So it's this like half made by both the networks. So it actually is like, you know, has British actors, then has Matt LeBlanc. I love Episodes. OMG, I love that show and no one's ever seen it. Episodes is fantastic. See, right, it really is. Also, we have sold 383. There's 17 more. Would you like to be one of those 17 people? I know you would. Hollywood has out-touched the majority of Americans, though. Oh yeah, it's fascinating to me to like really one of the biggest things that changes as you like. So I've been to America 20 times or something. I've seen a lot of America, and when you go to the coasts and you kind of compare it to Hollywood, you're like, it's different, but like, you know, not by a huge amount. But then you start to see like, oh god, this is a huge country, and you know, like Hollywood is such a poor representation of it. But it's just like, you know, what's your alternative? You got like a Midwest alternative to Hollywood? No, you don't. Let's not pretend you do. So, like, America puts off a brand that is, like, the coasts, but really, like, it's this huge, huge country of lots of things going on there. Where does episodes stream? Because it's BBC and Showtime, it's really easy to find in the UK, because the BBC, like, licenses it out. I have a theory it's probably only on Showtime, or whatever that TV network is called in America. Again, you'd have to look it up, I guess. 384, a road trip, lol. Yeah, 16 to go. In Australia, it's on Stan. See, Stan doesn't sound like a real network. It sounds like the do. Oh, yeah, man, the fact that the word Stan actually came from the song Stan, I always assumed that was a thing, and I learned it was, and I was like, oh, how shocking. I should write a remake of Stan, but it's for the cave update. Wait, this is a genius idea. Stan lyrics. Let's do this. Wait, chat. See if you believe me. Okay. My tea's gone cold, and I'm wondering why I got out of bed at all. The morning clouds up my window, and I can't see. Oh, that's the backing track. Okay, dear Slim, I wrote you, but you still ain't calling. I left my cell, my pager, and my home phone at the bottom. Okay, dear Caves, I wrote you. You don't write Caves. Dear Caves, I want you, but you still ain't coming. Nah, you still ain't here. Dear Caves, I want you, but you still ain't crawling. And then it's a joke about Minecraft crawling. Dear 1.17, I want you, but you still aren't caving. I left my cell, my pager, and my home phone at the bottom. I left my Reddit, my YouTube, and my Twitter at the bottom. You know, those are pretty popular places for me. We can do this. Oh God, don't read the lyrics of this. You know, I can do it. I can make a song. I can make this work. I can make this work. When is the mixtape? Pause. I don't remember where it was. I remember like someone a long time ago asked me about like I think it was like Rap God, because they're like, oh, you speak so fast, you can probably do that. And I can confirm. But this mountain gives me extreme alpha MCPE. Never flashbacks. Yeah, it's crazy to look at how bad the Never used to look compared to today, right? 386 sold. Oh my God, chat, we're just 14 away. If there has ever been a time to buy a Longboi, the time is now. The time is now. You be a British Watsky. Who is Watsky, and do I want to be him? It's a good question. Conspiracy theory. Toy Cat's not a human, but a cat in a human suit. I mean, would you ever know if I was? Think about it that way. No, I think I've said this, but I regret having the name IBX Toy Cat. Like, in 2020, having cat in your name. Like, the jokes were fun before, like, X% of people took... You know, it's like, having the name Corona is the best in 2020. Like, till now it's like, oh yeah, I just really like the beer. Now it's like, oh, you think the thing that killed my grandma's good? Because, you know, the idea of subtlety is dead on the internet. You can just call someone out, even when you understand that they clearly meant something else. But you can be like, this person is trying to say this, and... Oh, I didn't even know. Anyway, Toy Cat, he literally has a song called White Boy Raps Fast. It's like, I've seen your videos, including the full Let's Play twice as a person with Pi. Have you really seen the full Let's Play twice? That seems like unbelievably impossible to me. Like, you might as well have said, I've won the lottery. And I'd be like, yeah. That's crazy if true. Thank you so much. I'm glad you enjoyed it. And if you didn't enjoy it, actually, you know, you didn't say that. I'm not going to put that onto you. But if you didn't enjoy it, I'm very concerned for you. It's okay, have you seen Sherlock Holmes? Being an American, it's my favorite show from the UK. Oh yeah, Sherlock is, like... It's one of my favorite examples of, like, British TV show. Because, like, one of the other key differences between, like, British and American is how often we put out shows. So, like, a British season is, like, 6 episodes usually. But Sherlock is, like, 3 double-length episodes. And because they only make it, like, every 2 years, normally, and then they skip some years on top of that, it's like you get 3 episodes every 2 to 3 years. It's like an episode a year. Whereas American shows are like 24 episodes a season. And like if it's Netflix, it's like, well, we only do 10 to 12 episodes per series. I think 10's the standard these days. Like I just watched the nearest season of Big Mouth, 10 episodes, and you're good. Toy Cat just bought a Longboi, says Mortal Dragon 44. Hey, congratulations on getting your new Longboi. I bet you're going to enjoy it a bunch. There is only 14 more that are required, and then it's real. Then it's really real. Then it's really real. The most real a thing can be. Okay, so I am now in a place where I'm ready to say thank you for watching. I've had a nice time today. I've had a very stressful weekend. I just had a little nice stream and hang out at the end if it was good. I think I want to do some more RTX streaming. Probably not tomorrow, but the day after. We'll see what we end up doing tomorrow, though. Might be some form of stream. For now, though, I hope you all enjoyed the live stream. If you did, let me know what you think with the comments down below. For now, though, man, I'm excited for food I'm not gonna eat. I've been eating a lot of. I've been doing the whole like ordering boxes for making food. So I made the most amazing pizza this morning. I know I've been having a good time. Not 397. Wait, there is only 13 more to be sold. Chat, if you want to do one thing to help your boy today. Wait, I said we'd hit 400 this stream. You'll make me a liar. Everyone, make sure you wait till just after the stream ends and then you buy a Longboi. Just to make Chantal a liar. Isn't that what you want in your life? We all know that's what you want in your life. So yeah, thank you very much for watching this video. I like meal kits. They're the bomb. I rely so much on meal kits. They're so expensive, and I know it feels dumb, but it's just like, oh, it just happens. And it feels like I'm like ordering out, but also like eating in. Like, I hate like buying food and like measuring and weighing and like, those aren't fun parts of cooking. No one's like, oh, my favorite part of the cooking is when you... No, it's the worst part. And now it's all finally done. And so yeah, I'd say we're 99% done with this mountain. Like you can see there's some clear missing area. Not 99%. We're like 75%. One more stream and I think we're good to go. And so then we're going to place some magma, stuff like that. We might have to do a stream of getting magma, actually. I genuinely don't know. Should we go see? Actually, yeah, let's go see. Let's see if we need to get magma or not. Have a good night. Try to sleep before 2 a.m. Honestly, 2 a.m. is like such a high bar. Low bar? High bar. High bar. High bar compared to the bar we're at right now. 13 people need to buy a Longboi plus. You know you want one. You know you want them to exist for the benefit of everyone else. Making pizza in the morning, that's criminal. Breakfast pizza must be cold and somewhat sticky. I don't know, like, I wake up so late that, like, morning pizza is just pizza. One more stream, this is the Bastion all over again. Now, this time, unlike all those other times that I was absolutely sure, this time is for real. And that's something you can take to the bank. But you know what you can't take to the bank? Me saying thank you for watching. I hope you all enjoyed. Because I'll see you all in the next... Wait, oh no, I didn't check if I have magma. I need to check if I have magma. That's what I was here for. Let's go make sure we do that. So, I guess we're going to awkwardly hang out while I go check if I have magma. So, you do anything interesting today? I played Dungeons and Dragons. We killed some goblins. Although, actually, I guess I'm the goblins, so I got killed multiple times as goblins. But really, I prefer the party to the goblins I play. So that's A-okay. So one of these is a magma chest. By the way, a Ghast destroyed 3 quartz bricks, and quartz bricks are so expensive I genuinely don't want to replace them. Okay, I've got myself... I don't think I have any magma, huh? I've got 23 magma. I feel like I got a whole shulker box full of magma at some point, but where I put it is an entirely different mystery. I guess it's not too hard to find magma if I need it. But you know what? I need to find magma. That's the story of the day today. But you know what isn't a story of the day? Your stories. Yeah, you suck. But you know what doesn't suck? No, I'm not going to make this a Longboi integration. Thank you for watching this video. I hope you all enjoyed. And I've got a video coming real soon because at midnight... Oh, it just hit midnight. I think something just released on the marketplace. We'll find out, actually. Let's go check right now. And I've got a video about it that I think's really cool. Hydration is important. Ooh. So every single day in the marketplace, you can get a free thing. I think. I don't know. Let's find out. And I think that a new thing is just. Oh god, my store's broken. Okay, is it gonna work if I just click it? Oh god. The traveling trader just released today. Huh. I didn't know that was the. Okay, this. I thought it was meant to be something else. Okay, no, is it something else? I'm pretty sure it's not meant to be the traveling trader. Yeah, I'm pretty sure it's something else. But you know, I'm not... There's something coming out today is what I'm trying to say. And I hope you all enjoyed, because I'll see you all in another one. Goodbye.